The crystalline amphitheater of the Galactic Council fell silent as Ambassador Zeth-9 materialized at the central podium, his metallic form gleaming under the artificial stars. Representatives from 47 worlds watched through various sensory organs as he activated the quantum transmitter, projecting holographic evidence of his species' latest conquest. Esteemed Council, Zeth-9's voice resonated through translation matrices. The Dominion of Keth has successfully neutralized the threat posed by Sol-3. The primitive bipeds have been subjugated, their nuclear arsenals dismantled, and their population centers now serve our mining operations. A ripple of what humans might call laughter emanated from the Vrylan delegation, their tentacles writhing in amusement. The silicon-based Quartzians chimed melodically, their approval evident in the harmonic frequencies they produced. Even the ancient ethereals, beings of pure energy who rarely involved themselves in material affairs, pulsed with what appeared to be satisfaction. But Council Prime Nexus 7, a being whose consciousness existed across multiple dimensions, remained still. The hovering sphere that housed its primary processing unit rotated slowly, scanning the assembled delegates with sensors that perceived reality in ways beyond conventional understanding. Ambassador Zeth-9. Nexus 7's voice carried the weight of eons. You speak of Sol-3 as though it were merely another backward civilization. Are you certain you understand what you have done? The Kethian ambassador's confidence faltered slightly. His species had conquered hundreds of worlds, each victory adding to their growing empire. Sol-3 had seemed no different, a blue-green marble populated by beings who had barely achieved interplanetary travel, still relying on chemical propulsion and primitive fusion reactors. Yes, Prime Nexus. The humans posed a potential threat to galactic stability. Their aggressive expansion patterns and military capabilities suggested they would become problematic within several centuries. We acted preemptively. A sound like breaking glass filled the amphitheater as the ethereals suddenly contracted their energy fields. The Vrylans stopped their writhing entirely, and even the typically stoic Quartzians fell silent. Nexus 7's sphere began to glow with an ominous crimson light. Fool, Nexus 7 whispered, the word somehow carrying more menace than 1,000 screams. You have not conquered Sol-3. You have awakened it. The holographic display flickered and changed, no longer showing Zeth-9's prepared presentation. Instead, it revealed images that made several delegates recoil in terror. Human cities, supposedly under Kethian control, were erupting in coordinated strikes. But these weren't the primitive chemical explosives the Council expected. Humans in powered exoskeletons moved with impossible speed and precision, wielding weapons that bent spacetime itself. Their ships, not the crude metal constructs Zeth-9 had reported, but sleek vessels that seemed to phase between dimensions, were systematically dismantling Kethian fleets. Impossible, Zeth-9 stammered. Our intelligence showed they possessed only basic fusion technology. Chemical rockets, primitive computing systems. Your intelligence saw what they wanted you to see. Nexus 7 replied, its voice heavy with ancient dread. Did you never wonder why a species barely 2 centuries into their technological age had already developed quantum entanglement communication? Why their primitive internet could process information at rates that rival our most advanced systems? The truth began to dawn on the assembled council. The humans hadn't been hiding their true capabilities. They had been studying their watchers, learning from every probe, every scout ship, every surveillance mission the galaxy had sent their way. They've been preparing. The ethereal prime suddenly spoke, its voice like the whisper of dying stars. For millennia, they've known we were here. Every technological leap, every scientific breakthrough, all carefully orchestrated to appear natural while secretly advancing their true agenda. The holographic display shifted again, showing human vessels emerging from what appeared to be empty space near dozens of Kethian worlds. Not invasion fleets, but something far more terrifying, liberation forces, freeing the countless species the Kethians had enslaved over the centuries. The question, Nexus 7 continued as emergency signals began flooding in from across Kethian space, is not whether we can stop them. The question is whether they will show us the same mercy we showed their primitive world. Ambassador Zeth-9's form began to flicker as his quantum connection destabilized. His last transmission before the link severed carried a message that would haunt the Galactic Council for generations to come. "They're not invading. They're coming home."